we have to be safe out here. And what happened last night um, was just was just horrible, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody because I ended up going to the police station. I thought I can call the company and that would be enough, but when I thought of it, no, this needs to be reported. But we need to stay vigilant and safe out here. So last night I was gonna finish up with a Walmart delivery, which Walmart, our local Walmarts, they pay over $15 for an order. So I was happy to have this order, but just before I had reserved, it's actually a reservation. So I had reserved it a couple of hours before. And I was on my way to the order and I made a stop. And leaving the stop, my phone, somehow I noticed when I went to look at my order, my phone was on airplane. So I lost the order. And I was pretty upset about that. But I lost Walmart order, and another company that does deliveries, they came through with an order of $13 for 13 miles, which, it's okay. I wanted to end up with something for the night. So I said, okay, this company usually is 8, 9, 10, 11 if you're lucky. So when I saw the 13, even though it's 13 miles, I grabbed it. And plus I saw it was only 3 items at the Big Lots. So I went to the Big Lots and I got the item. I tried to look for the items, had to get 2 associates because their particular item wasn't in stock. I ended up calling the customer, and this was the first red flag. I called the customer, and the customer, she didn't answer. A guy answered. And I told him, and he said, oh, yeah, we share an account, because I asked for her. I introduced who I was and asked for her. And he said, oh, yeah, we share an account. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I know husbands, boyfriends, sons use the account. So I'm letting him know, and he says, okay, well, the pillows, just get the biggest one that you can find. And then he goes, and I hope you get my pizza order um, because his tip, he doesn't have change to break it, and he wants to give me a $20 tip. And I'm like, $20? Okay, well, things work out. So yes, for sure. And so I had texted him. This is before I couldn't find his precise size. This call was, so I texted him before that I was getting associates to see if his size or his particular pillow might have been in stock somewhere else or in the back. So I was communicating with him. I showed the police the text about the pizza order and all this too, and that's another thing. So he said about the pizza order, and I was like, all right, that tip, I get pizza order too. And I said, okay, well, I'm surprised I didn't already accept it and get it as an option when I first got your order, but it might come through when I hang up with you. So when I did hang up with him, it did come through, and I was like, yes, but I was trying to press it and it just would not let me. I don't know what was up with my phone. The keyboard stayed over the selection to press, so I ended up missing it. I was upset. I texted him, said, I'm sorry, I'm upset. I missed your pizza order, so I guess someone else will be getting it. And he texted back, no worries, I'll be taken care of. I'll figure something out. No worries. And I said, oh, I wasn't even concerned about the tip. I was just telling you that about that's something, I would have been an extra job, a job for me, picking up the pizza. That's what I meant. But anyway, so then I leave with his items, the biggest pillows there, and I'm driving, and like I said, it was 13 miles. I already stay in a smaller part, what they would call, there's a lot of farmland around here, but he is 13 miles out. So it was the last 5 miles to get to him. There were no more houses to be seen, and it was pitch black. Well, I'd see one house or a couple of houses the last 5 miles off to the side, way back in there, but because they had like a house light on where you could see there was a house here, a house there. But as I'm driving like the last mile to his house, all of a sudden a dread came over me. And these trees, I just remember noticing these dark trees just hanging over with the what they call them, these parasite plants that make them look spooky, those things that hang down like those tan threads of whatever they are, those bundles that hang off trees that I was told they're parasites on trees, actually. They kill them. But so I noticed these and I'm like, oh my God. And then there's no light. And all of a sudden I get upset. I feel myself getting upset. Like, man, I wasn't even supposed to be doing this order. I really should have had the Walmart order, which I already saw was going to be in town. I'd have been done for the night. And now I'm in this friggin' dark road and I can't see nothing. It's so dark here. Where the hell am I going? And then it hits me about pillows, and I'm like, I'm delivering some pillows and this scary, ooh, what's going on? And I remember all of a sudden my car skids a bit on the sand piled up to the side of this dirt pile road. And I remember getting upset and but still being quiet because I'm trying to listen out because you got to look out for deer running across because I've seen that before on these country roads. So I'm looking out like, oh my gosh. But my car all of a sudden starts talking to me saying, command, you can voice this or that. And I'm like, oh, wow, my car's talking to me. I was like, okay, but I like, dang, not now. I'm trying to finish this friggin' order. And so I reach over and then I just stop. I'm like, no, I'm going to let this recorded thing keep talking. If you need help, press blah, blah, blah. So I let it keep going and I drive to my phone says your location is to the right. And I see my high beam flashes on what looked like the mailbox. So I back up and I do notice it's a mailbox, and thank God the number I could clearly see. I confirm I was at the right address. So I back up back to the driveway leading to the house. The dirt road I could tell. The sand was different color from the darker grass or where the post office was. So I back up on the sand, and something told me back in there where you can get back out. I usually, because I'm not very good at reversing, especially at night. So I just prayed. I said, well, there's no other way I'm going in here with going straight in here. I'm going in where I can speed back out of here. So I'm grateful nothing happened to my car. I didn't back into any trees. We had these back-to-back storms recently. And as I'm parking, I park sideways because there's so much property in the darkness, jet blackness here. I can't see nothing. So I keep my high beam on, which I usually don't high beam when I drive into people's property. I put my regular lights on, but I kept them on because I couldn't see nothing. And I parked that car sideways where it would aim towards the house or I could see the front door. Because like I said, I'm not seeing nothing. I'm seeing a structure sort of, but it's black over there. And then my light beams onto a man standing on the porch, just standing there in the darkness, complete darkness. So I see that, I say, oh, shoot. And in my head, I roll down the window and I holler out to him way on his property. I say, this, I say, this, is, what's her name here? The name on the order. I'm here with her order. Because, even though I spoke to him on the phone, he didn't give me a name, so I'm calling out her name. Usually I say, hi, this is blah, blah, blah. I'm here with the company and the order, the store I've gone to. I usually introduce like that. But I'm calling out for the lady because I'm like, this guy is standing in the dark. So he comes down and he starts moving, like coming off down the steps. And I get out the car, which at this point I really didn't want to come out the car. I really wanted to toss those pillows, those jumbo things out the window and drive off. To hell if this company was going to write me off for not, logging off at the location. So he's coming down the steps, and then he reached down the steps, and mind you, this time I get out my car, but I'm feeling weird about this guy in the dark. So I grab my purse, which I never do. I keep it on the floor of my car. I grab my purse with my protection, keep my hand on it with it in front of me, ready. And I back, like reaching towards my back door to open it to grab these pillows, which I needed two hands, but to hell with that. I was grabbing it with a corner. I don't care if my sweaty hands, whatever. I grabbed those pillows with that one hand, all three of those. I grabbed a corner, ready to hand it to him or toss him his way and take off. But he's coming towards me. He's coming down the steps, and then he gets off the step and he's limping. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, something don't look right here. But I have that purse. I'm standing it now. I'm back to my driver's side in front of my seat to jump in and take off. I got my gun. Oh God, I don't know if I could have said that word. I guess I could. I have my protection in my purse, like right in front of me. And I'm holding on to it in my purse. I didn't take it out because who knows? What if it is he's normal? He's just crazy, not realizing how he's scaring the hell out of me. So I got my protection in my purse with my hand on it, ready, and he's coming towards me limping. And I'm like, this don't look right. This guy is like, he's heavy set. He, even in the darkness, a high beams beaming on him. He's kind of not overweight, but heavy set, okay? And I wanted to say late 30s, about that age. And he's limping, a weird kind of limp. And then it seemed like when I'm talking, because I'm trying to be normal, but I'm not remembering what I'm saying. I remember him saying, oh, the driver came before you. And, I had to give him quarters because I want to make sure I have your tip. And I'm like, mister, I don't care about a tip right now. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And he's coming towards me, and it seemed like on his way towards me, because it is a big property, within that time, it's like he was starting to walk a little normal at a faster pace. And then I clearly had my hand where I'm sure he's seen me. But he had, when he stopped, which I thought was too close, but then again, he was supposed to be getting these pillows from me. But he stopped and he was bent down with he had his head like toward downwards, and he had like, I could make out in the dark like he was putting a glove on his hand. So I said, oh no, with that, I didn't say oh no, but in my head now, I don't know how he got his pillow, how I got the tip, whatever. But I had my hand on my weapon the whole time, and I got in my car, got the hell up out of there. And I remember I said, oh, I don't even know where I'm at, but I know I was driving to where I came from, the direction. When my high beam beamed on some mailboxes that were on the side of the road, like towards the road, I marked the street name and took down the first number I saw in the mailbox. And I kept going. But yes, so when I got back to town, I got back to town closer to where I remember pulling up into a gas station, and I spoke to a friend. But no, before that, on the way out, on the way drive there, once navigation, I was able to get navigation on there, get back out to where I needed to go. I was speaking to the company, and they were pretty good with their reaction, and they transferred me over, took notes that everything would be investigated, and they're following up with me, and they're making note of this, and they transferred me to the department, getting as much information as they could. And my main thing is, though, I pointed out to them, it was a woman's name on the order, and that woman, I didn't see her, I didn't speak to her, and the whole transaction was done with this man at this location. So, yeah, after I got off the phone with them, I realized I had to go to the police station because I was just so upset, and I felt like this was just a crime waiting to happen. Or if, I just feel like I was lucky to have gotten away. So I went to the police station, I explained everything, wrote down what happened, and, they're going to follow up and go to him. And, they handled it very well, but it was extremely scary. And the thing is, too, YouTube is such a lifesaver, because if I hadn't seen a video earlier that day, I don't think I would have been as alert on that last mile, noticing the trees and the darkness and just that feeling of dread, and noticing him in the dark, because I've been to many houses I've done over thousands of deliveries, and I've been to many houses where you pull up at night and it's dark. But the thing is, once I knock on that door, they'll turn on a light, and no one's ever been waiting in the jet blackness for me in the complete darkness. I've never seen that before. But like I said, everyone else, I pull up, and the first thing they do is put on lights. That's what everyone does. So if they open, now I understand if they don't come out, but if they're in the house, that's a different issue. I'll have to make do. And one day I'll make a video on all the downsides of doing this delivery, because it's really not safe to do at night. There's a lot of an order that can be 10 minutes can end up taking. I'm speaking from experience because it happened to me here. It was the worst thing ever, like a couple weeks ago. Ended up taking almost 40 minutes, where the app was saying you can return it back to the store. You cannot find customer. But I was determined. It was like 4 houses down from where the location said, this is your location. I knocked on so many doors. Come to find out, it was a house with someone renting on the side of their property at night. Again, nighttime is not the right time. And for those that are able to do it at night, I hope you're getting paid very well, because nighttime deliveries, well, at least in this area. When I did it in Texas, I never had this issue. Every house, it was rare to find a house without a number on it. But I don't know what's going on here in North Florida with all these homes with no numbers on them. I don't know if they're hiding out from people. But, the mailman, they need to get on this. I don't know what kind of thing. The mailman must have things memorized and they have their system. But I feel for Amazon, other delivery people. But anyway, getting back to this. So these night deliveries, but I went to the police and they were concerned. They said they're going to follow up and see if they're going to look for this lady. I don't have a last name, but I had a first name, last initial. And I was able to, like I said, mark down the street because they asked if I remembered. And I told them when I close the app, all that disappears, because I sure did hit complete order. I do remember that because I said, ain't no way. When I was still close, I said, ain't no way am I worried with this company talking about you need to go back and take a picture. So, and you're not at the right location, because that's happened before too. Or if you drive off because the people don't have location, the boonies, I got dinged for that, where they had to investigate. Oh, you completed the order too far from the location. But like I said, if I was thinking clearly, I wouldn't even been concerned about all that. I would have just drove off and maybe kept the order open and called, should have called the company and let them know what had happened, because they sure did handle it well, and they sure, would have had the address. Well, I'm sure they have that, but I mean, I would have had, because shoot. But I got that street and house number right around. If I drive there, I would know where it is. But we just need to be safe. And I also want to say all this thing about defunding the police, you don't know. As a lady, you have to be, we need men out here looking out for us. And the only men that I know to call to help me were the police at that time. Because I had, the friends, I do have male friends, but they're a couple in another state. One I have here, he wasn't available. So, and then, do they have, in the time of night, we know we need the police. When it comes to emergency, even men are calling. They call the police. It's, 911. We have that system here, which we should be grateful for. You're in other countries, they don't have that. You might be on your own. All this defund. No, I'm not with that at all. I more be like, support the good officers. Support the good officers. Support the officers that maybe look like you. Who knows? Because all skin folk ain't kinfolk, like they say. But appreciate your officers, maybe get to know your officers. I'm considering going to the coffee meet they have for officers, because we got to unite and more people, and you got to network. I feel like in the future, near future, our net worth will be our network. Or actually, our network will be our net worth. Network will be our network. Okay. Well, you know what I mean. But yeah, we need the people that we know will be our people are valuable, and so we need to appreciate the good ones out here. Because even as paranoid as I was feeling afterwards, I was looking even the person I was reporting to, and I said, "Oh my God, I hope you don't know this guy in the sticks," because a lot of these places people know each other, they're family, so it's like, okay, I'm talking to this one officer, but wouldn't it be nice if I knew like 10 or 15 officers, because in case one was crooked, or if one was crooked, then I have others, and they might not all be crooked, and they might, but they're like, hey, spare her or whatever. But we shouldn't be against them. I mean, this is what we have. I mean, unless we have You know, Malcolm X's officers, they were in peace, but that was shut down. So we have to, this defund, don't do that, because there's things that happen, and when we need help, we have to have someone we can go to. When it comes down to it, we're not going to go to our girlfriends, our aunties, our grandmothers and mothers and say, hey, go check out that dude in the woods. Okay, that's what the police are for. Even think about, okay, you love your brothers, your uncles, your fathers. You're gonna send them out there to that guy? No, you're still gonna need the officers. I mean, you don't want to. You just want to do things. We're fortunate now to have them. While we have protection, we need to be able to use that and get comfortable using that. And we need to appreciate them and let them know, because they said you reward good behavior to get more of it. So let's do that, so we can get good officers and keep good officers. Okay. All right. Be safe out there, ladies. Oh, and also the thing, I don't know if I mentioned the video that I believe saved my life. I want to that kept me vigilant the last miles when I got there. I'm going to link her below, because the first time I saw her video, and she tells a story of a lady who went on a date with somebody she met online. And at first I'm listening, and she's a good storyteller. She's interesting. So it kept my attention. But at first I was like, okay, yeah, typical. But the ending, I'm not even going to say. I'm not even going to say. I'm going to link it below, because I haven't been putting anything on my videos, no descriptions. I'm going to link it below where you can hear for yourself, because when I heard the ending, my jaw dropped. And I've heard and seen a lot. So, yeah, check out that video. And I believe I saw that earlier that day, I saw that video, and that really kept me on alert. So I didn't go as I think I would have been more relaxed had I not seen that video. So thank you so much for this YouTube community. I'm so grateful for it. And yeah, check out her video. All right, take care.